Behind me is my wall of love. It has the folks that have been through my office and usually through suggestions on healthy lifestyle change have lost weight. I mean, we use weight, body weight, as a metric now of success, and I don't think that should be the success. The true success should be how you're feeling, what you can do. Do you feel young again? And can you get off medicines? And that's all I ask my patients to do, and luckily I've been able to get patients or be in a crowd of very successful people. And one of the first things I usually tell them is to keep a diet diary. So this is a diet diary, and all it is to, over 2 weeks, just write down everything you eat and drink. And this patient had given me also the vitamin she takes. But all you do is write down and record. And you'll be surprised, not only does it empower me to figure out how much fiber you're taking, if you're lacking fiber, how much meat you're taking in, what time you're eating. It also tells me about volume. It tells my patients, it shows you through reviewing it, oh, this isn't good, or I'm pretty good. We're busy enough now with working 50 to 60 hours a week, or taking care of 1 to 3 kids, or doing whatever we're doing, schoolwork. So to consciously watch and be mindful of what you're eating is tough. I have a video on mindless eating, and it's really easy to kind of forget. I have my favorite snacks. These are deluxe roasted nuts, non-salted, from Target. And if I was to just open this and be working on my computer on patients, or reading, or watching TV, I would probably get more than I should because it's essentially bottomless, and it's hard to realize how much you're eating when you're diverting your attention to other things. You'll see that in my mindless eating video. Actually, it's called mindful eating. But so that's why when you divvy up, one of the best keys is to be conscious about what you're doing. Be mindful, and the first way to be mindful is to record. Having that diary will keep you honest. You don't have to do that forever, but at least gives you a good ballpark. For me, if I do that before and after your lifestyle change, say 3 months to 6 months after, we'll have good comparisons. I'll see at least if you're doing enough fiber, how you're dividing up fiber, what kind of fiber you're taking. That's specifically for me. I'll also be able to calculate total calories, when you're doing your protein, if it's more protein heavy at night or spread out throughout the day. And all those are very important for the science of weight loss, if you're thinking about just weight loss. But it also is important for me to figure out if you're actually maximizing on satiety, and if you're answering hunger all the time. It tells me about stress, tells me about your sleep, so it is important. The other thing that's important is also keeping track on a calendar about your successes, or your summits that you're expecting to get to, or how you're doing on your journey. If I say that you're supposed to be hitting about 30,000 steps a week, and that's what I'm suggesting for my patients who are coming with me to a big hike that I'm hosting at DrRic. And 30,000 steps a week is not that much, especially when you're supposed to be doing, on your average Fitbit, 10,000 steps a day. Well, I just gave people a minimal estimate. And if you see that you haven't done all your exercise by the end of the month, it's kind of hard to capture 120,000 steps in one day. So just watching the calendar keeps you honest. It keeps you honest to say, I don't want to do everything at the end of the week, so I'll have to divide it up no matter what, even if it's cold outside. Chicago, we just got hit with a blast of snow, so I bet you nobody's going to be exercising, and that's okay. But tomorrow, hopefully, people will get out and do what they have to do, or the plan to get to the gym. Hit the treadmill in the basement. They're going to owe themselves, and the only way to figure that out or keep honest is not to wait till the last minute and say, I'll leave it up to chance. It won't work that way. Even if you're trying to be cautious about your eating or mindful about your eating, and you'll say, I'll leave it up to chance that I'll stop when I'm full, or I'll stop the popcorn when I'm 3 handfuls into the bucket that I bought at a movie. No, before, how many of you witnessed this? Before you know it, you're at the bottom of the bucket and the movie's not even halfway done. It's because you're into the movie paying attention to that, you're not paying attention to this. And the industry out there is made to be successful with what they sell to you, and being successful for them means that they want you to eat something yummy, temporarily satisfying, and hard to control. Water is something that I always suggest for my athletes, especially during the wintertime. But I also suggest it for folks who are dehydrated, plain and simple. But if you're going to leave it up to chance that or impulse that you're going to be drinking properly, it's hard, especially when there's other things to do. So sometimes, again, having a set amount and saying, I got to finish this by 3 hours from now, will tell me that, okay, I got to keep up. It makes it almost effortless. Just like the other step I'm going to suggest to you, that if you're going to be planning your week, pick one day of the week. I'd say Sunday, about 2 to 3 o'clock. If you dedicate that time, maybe an hour, to start planning the meals for the week and seeing what you need to prepare those meals for yourself, your kids, your loved ones, and getting ready to you don't have to pack everything, but getting ready to have the bags, have the ingredients, go out to the store, make sure you reboot. 2 to 3 o'clock is good, because if you start planning, even if it's just fun planning while you're watching TV with your loved ones or by yourself, you have that time to figure out what you need. You have time to go to the fridge. You still have time to go to the grocery store if you have to. And then you have the rest of the evening to prepare the meals, or put out the cans, or put the boxes into alignment, or get the fruit and vegetables cut up. Whatever you're doing, you can plan for it. So if you have a dedicated time on Sunday, versus having or relying on impulse to say, I'll just do it in the morning. Well, what do we do in the morning? We stop by Starbucks for coffee that we could brew on our own at the house with the same Starbucks K-cup that they sell to us, to think that we're doing something to avoid going to the Starbucks. We also go to Subway for lunch when we could be preparing a better meal at home for a cheaper price. So it's crazy the way it is nowadays, and you're not saving money and time by doing that, because I guarantee you keep on that track of having all that stuff and paying for all that paying for the food products somebody else is going to produce for you. They're not worried about your health, so you don't have the cream of the crop pick. You're going to pay for it in the end. So when you come see me, or when we have to invest in a trainer or herbs, vitamins, weight loss groups, fit camps, fit bits, hiking, although hiking endeavors are kind of cool, but all those things can be, if you pay up front and pay forward, then you won't have to pay so much in the end, and you'll be ahead of the problem instead of always behind, trying to catch up.